Dozens of Chinese have come down with pneumonia in a major city in western China.
The Center for Disease Control says while this is the first case in the U.S., they aren't expecting it to be the last.
The World Health Organization declared the outbreak an international public health emergency.
They signed the single biggest economic relief package in American history, and I must say, or any other package, by the way.
At HealthQuest, we run your typical routine chemistries and routine clinical laboratory testing. But what we really focus on is high-end esoteric testing like toxicology and molecular diagnostics. Back in November, we understood that there was a potential issue originating from China. There was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know how it was going to affect the U.S. population and ourselves as a business, as well as the communities we serve. I think with our team's background, we're generally prepared, but I don't think we expected how quickly this whole pandemic would evolve. So it just seemed like before we even knew it, it was right in our faces and in our backyard. I have to admit, for the first time in a long time, I started, thinking a little negatively, like, how is this going to impact my customers? How are we going to do business? It honestly seemed overwhelming. The information from the CDC and other resources changing it on a day-to-day basis kind of forced us to be more reactive than proactive like we're normally used to. I think the world and our communities are frustrated. We need information in order to figure out how we're going to handle a specific situation and how we're going to treat a patient. And there's a shortage right now, but we have to take a step back. This is a novel virus. There is no diagnostic testing that was available 3 months ago that we could pull off a shelf. There's a lot of stress on our company to perform and to help our communities. This is the first time in my lifetime that I've ever had to handle a pandemic, and there's really there's no handbook for it. At some point, I started to realize that we have a unique company that has the proper qualifications and equipment to run COVID-19 testing and help the CDC gather the appropriate information. We realized, hey, this is our call to serve. I think the way we approach this is really no different than any other situation. I mean, the answer is yes. Whatever it takes, that's what we're going to do.
Now we have the opportunity to provide this testing and give these numbers to these epidemiologists and doctors. We've researched what instruments we want to bring in, what the best route to get those accurate tests out to the community, and we decided to do the PCR method and the EIA antibody testing. We
took a whole wing where our client services team was. We demoed that, creating a whole COVID wing for the testing. We've got new equipment coming in daily, new supplies. Our clinical staff's writing new policies and procedures. You name it, we're moving as quickly as possible, and we're doing what we have to do to help. I think as a company and as a culture, we are agile, but this is an example of that at a much larger scale. This isn't the first time we've had to adapt and move quickly, and it definitely is not going to be the last.
To help our community is awesome. I mean, this is what we're here for. We're ready to help and ready to get this up and going and get those numbers out there.